This is the podcast that we ask our guests from in front and behind the camera, how did they get their foot in the door? What was the key to unlocking their success? What's their story?
Welcome to a bonus episode of A Life in Film. Actress Daisy Ridley is much more than just her role as Rey in Star Wars. Join us as we ask her, what's her story?
I feel like it's a weird answer, but I feel like my love of characters comes from reading. I was always a bookworm, and my film knowledge is a lot more extensive now. But as a child and then a teenager and still now, I am so wrapped up in reading and so focused. It's really my biggest love in a sort of creative sense, I think. And so much of that is picturing it as I'm reading. So I think actually a lot of my love of acting comes from reading, and the sort of visual understanding of what's going on, or the visual interpretation I have of what I'm reading. And then, of course, loved films growing up. But the more I think about it, the more I think it really is reading. And certainly particularly over the last few years in the acting way, I feel like the calmer I feel in my personal life, I enjoy acting even more than I did. And I've always loved it. But I feel so sort of grounded in my life that going to work is so joyful for me. And really, I was talking to an actress last night who, she has the opposite thing. When she's on set, she's super nervous, needs a lot of reassurance. And I just love being at work. I love acting. I love being around films. So it's been something that continues to grow. And now I think I'm shooting in a few months. I cannot wait to get back on set. It really is. And I'm really happy that I still feel so much love for it. So anyway, again, I've not really answered your question, but it's something that has sort of changed over time. And so much of that I do think was reading.
Amazing. Is there a book that influenced you, on perhaps a film early on, something that you were like, oh, I'd love to...
Matilda's the big one, and favorite film that I've talked about a lot, and that is why our daughter's called Matilda in the film. And then it was one of those actually very strange things of, she's called Matilda in the film, and then the actress playing the actress in the film was called Matilda Lutz, and then we had a camera assistant called Tilly, which was very strange and very universal. But Matilda, and I remember, all of the Disney movies, all of the animated movies, big ones. And then books, interesting. I actually remember reading Atonement, and I was probably too young to read it, but I remember thinking, and that was before the film came out, and being really swept away in that and feeling very, like my imagination was really piqued by that. But even yesterday, I finished a Jojo Moyes new book. And I love all different sorts of books and all different sorts of films. And I'd started reading it the day before, and I actually cancelled something yesterday because I literally couldn't put it down. Was like gently weeping as I read it. It's just so beautiful. So still the sort of the aching nature of, when you watch something, you get that achy feeling. I often have that reading, which I just love. I love having a good cry too. I have a story that I remember thinking I was going to vomit. Certainly it wasn't from the audition. I thought the audition went amazingly. I was like loving my life, feeling great, really wanted to do the film. This was years ago. And I went to lunch with my agent, and she's amazingly honest. And she goes, "They did not like what you did."
Oh no.
And I was like, wow. And I remember going, okay. And I'm trying to have a thicker skin. I do not have a thick skin. And I was like, okay, right. And just everything. They didn't like anything about it. And I still remember going, just going to go to the bathroom. And literally go to the bathroom, fucking hands on my legs, going, oh my God.
Oh no.
It was also a sort of amazing thing of different strokes for different folks, you know. Taste is very real, and how people receive things is very individual. So I suppose an amazing lesson, but it still hurts. And this was like 10 years ago.
You learn from it. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you enjoyed this episode and want to support us, get early access and exclusive content and episodes, click to join our YouTube channel and become a member now. Thank you to our guest Daisy, her team at Alternate Current, and our sponsor, BetterHelp. If you enjoyed this, please go and watch the Magpie Special episode, which features a more in-depth chat with Daisy.